Welcome back to No Bias Hoops. Today we're talking about Jimmy Butler and why I think the NBA should ban him. Now, that seems a little extreme, but here's why. Jimmy Butler just received his third suspension from the Heat for walking out in the middle of practice. The first suspension was due to multiple detrimental conduct toward the Heat. That's what the Heat said. And he missed 2 games. The second one, then he came back. Then the second one was for missing a flight. Now that's goes against Heat rules, so they suspend him again. Comes back again, this time walks out during practice, suspended again. This is all in the hopes for him to get traded. He's trying to request a trade, but I do not think this should be allowed. I'm fine with players requesting trades, but the Heat should have no obligation to trade Jimmy Butler. If the Heat don't trade him, Jimmy should be expected to play. And the NBA needs to enforce a bigger punishment for Butler, because if they allow him to do that, then what's stopping other stars from doing this? It's going to hurt small market teams like Utah, Washington, and they won't be able to get stars because when they do, just like it happened to Utah, the Jazz draft Donovan Mitchell, they make playoffs, miss the playoffs a few times, and then did Donovan Mitchell request a trade? We don't know. It never really surfaced, but Donovan was obviously not happy, and the Jazz had no choice but to trade him. This happened with Kevin Durant in Brooklyn, and it keeps happening where stars are requesting trades, and then if they're going to let Jimmy Butler walk out of teams and keep getting suspended, then it really leaves the team with no choice but to trade him. And teams like Utah aren't going to be able to get stars in the first place unless drafting them. So once they do, the stars are just going to leave eventually. Like, I would not be surprised if Anthony Edwards leaves Minnesota because he's not happy there. And it's going to make it to a point where teams get stars, they draft them, and if they don't have success within 3 to 4 years, that star requests a trade and they go to the Lakers and the Knicks and the Celtics and all the big market teams with the biggest stages, and it's dumb. And that's why Jimmy Butler should be punished for this. He should not be able to just leave the team and trade. He says the truth will come out, but I don't know what the Heat could have done to him to make him this angry. And I think it's mostly just because they're not really having success. Last year was bad. The year before, they make the NBA Finals and lose Max Strus and Caleb Martin. So he's very angry, and it does make sense for him to request a trade, but he should not be able to walk out during practice, purposely miss a flight, and this is why Jimmy Butler should be punished. Let me know what you think about Jimmy Butler, and check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time on No Bias Hoops.